All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, I want to discuss why I presently don't manage outside money. So when I was running Money on Motif, when they were around, I was creating what they would call motifs on Motif, what Composer calls symphonies, and what M1 Finance calls pies, I believe. And I would have people messaging me on Seeking Alpha saying, "Oh, I was on Motif and I just bought your fund, or I just put some money in my IRA or my taxable account and a couple of your funds." So I've done that, but I haven't actually set up my own fund. And one of the reasons is just the pure math of it. So for those of you who follow me, you know that right now I'm running about $1 million to $1.2 million. I have about 200,000 on the side that I'm going to put in Composer in the next few weeks. So right now my account's probably $1.05 million. So let's say it's $1.25 million, $1.3 million, $1.2 million, somewhere in there. And so if I can compound at the rate I think I can, meaning if I'm as good as I think I am over the long term, there really won't be a need for outside money because I'll have more money than I know what to do with. So let me pull up a compound interest calculator and explain exactly what I mean by this. Now, it doesn't mean that I wouldn't do it in the future. It's just why I haven't. The other thing is I looked at is maybe doing a white label ETF, but you need like $1 million, $2 million capital in, and then the administrative costs might be 50,000, 100,000, somewhere in there. But so let's just say, even though it's maybe a little higher, let's just say right now I'm running $1.2 million. And, I look at people that I admire, different investors, different business guys. And one of the guys, I did a video on him, Grant Cardone. I did a video, how a single Grant Cardone video made me $650,000. And he's about I want to say 60, 61, 62, somewhere in there is my guess. So that's the age I would be 20 years from now. I'd be 61. Okay. He's in good shape. He's doing all like I see he's doing all like stuff I do. He does like the infrared sauna. Like, I don't know if he does cryotherapy, doing the meal prep, doing the gym, that whole go around. So he's playing the fitness game. So at 60, he looks 40, right? But anyways, so if I want to get to $100 million in 20 years, I need a 24.75% CAGR. Well, you can see right now, my CAGR, this was as of last month, so you see it's $1,020,000, 25%. So look, we've been in a bull market, so on and so forth. You can make that argument, but just saying, that over the last few years, I've compounded capital in that 24, 25% range, and that puts me at $100 million. So my point is, if I get to $100 million, that's more money than I know what to do with. And so why take the risk, the liability, the setup costs, the having to hire people, doing statements, holding people's hands. Oh, the market's down 10%. They're calling me. They want to pull money. My friend, I know you're compounding at 20%. My friend has a guy who's up 35%. Why aren't you up 35? Like, all the money managers know these kind of calls. This is the kind of calls sometimes you get. Monish Pabri and Warren are smart about setting boundaries that they essentially, you have access to them one time a year and one time a year only. Berkshire Hathaway's annual meeting, and I believe in Monish's report. But anyway, so let's say I don't even hit 24%. Let's say I said, okay, I want to go to 50 million, right? 20%. Okay. So now let's go 20 million. By the way, this doesn't include real estate. This doesn't include crypto. This is just the money I'm running presently in brokerage accounts. So 15% to get to 20 million in 20 years, which is high, which is alpha. It's the index, you're generally 7 to 11, 7 to 12, somewhere in there. Mutual funds, similar. So it's definitely above buy and hold indexing, but it's not to this 20 million. It's not astronomical like to the 100 million where I might have to get, a 20% plus CAGR over the long term. Um, so having said all that, one of the things that I'm excited about and would most certainly be amenable to is for those of you guys who follow my channel, I've done a bunch of videos on Composer. They actually just recently made me an advisor, which I'm very happy about, honored on that. And I think they're an exciting company. I mean, whether I were part of it or not, I was using their software. I will continue to use it. But one of the things that um, they've talked about, it's a possibility is this. And this is the way that I would for sure manage outside money. Just gonna lower my screen there. So you see some of my funds here. I have 100 if you were to scroll all the way down. Annualized return, 10, 26, 20, 94, 80.1. Is as Composer grows, I would love for them to be able to offer a marketplace for someone like myself or anyone really who's developed symphonies with their software and who places it on a marketplace, maybe akin to like an app developer with the App Store. So Composer would be Apple and I would be like an app developer. And there's some kind of financial breakdown. So let's say I set up where I say, okay, for $99 a month or $50 a month, an individual would have access to all of my symphonies. If I have 100 symphonies, they have access to all of them. And maybe I can even put together some portfolios like aggressive, moderately aggressive, moderate, conservative, ultra conservative, and I can even put like some, maybe of the 100, like each of those funds is like broken down into 20, something like that. So that's something I would be really interested in because I don't have to set up the infrastructure. I don't have to deal with HR. I don't have to handhold someone. It's like, look, here are my symphonies. You want to use them? Great. If you don't, great. Like, I'm not necessarily holding your hand, like, taking your calls. You're going to pull your money. You're going to add more money. Like, you don't have to play that whole game. And so, yeah, so that's to me what would be, very exciting moving forward, both for myself, for Composer, where someone say, hey, listen, like I have different maybe extended relatives, like, hey, I want you to manage my money, or what should I do? It's like, look, here are my symphonies. Here's the link. Here's how much it is a month. Boom, done. So, yeah, so that's just a thought. I think that's something that they'll work towards right now. Single symphony, multi symphony is going to launch in I think a couple of weeks. I'm going to allocate 200,000, which I'll film live, like, breaking down the 200,000 into all the different symphonies. I'll probably equal weight it for the most part on all the different ones, and then be able to track it moving forward. But that's kind of the plan. But then maybe the step after that, maybe 6 months or a year or 2 years, I don't know how long it will take to build out, is an actual investing marketplace in Composer. That would be really cool. So the other thing I wanted to mention, in addition to that, is just an update on the TD Ameritrade fully paid lending income program. So this is as of maybe 13th. And you can see so far, since I started just maybe less than a week ago, I've made $10.39 in accrual money. It's free money. That's money that I didn't have before. Again, it's not life-changing money. It's not, but if you have an account, you're not on margin. You can just sign up for this program, and basically your shares are loaned out to short sellers and you're getting revenue. So you can see here $1.68 per day basically is what it was coming to. Now, the thing I would say If you just hold regular funds, index funds, things like that, you may not get much. You can see that of the 168, 162 is on my Chinese bank, Industrial and Commercial Bank of China. And I have a big position there. I mean, I have like they've loaned out 9,600. I have a bigger position than that. So if you were to take this away, if I didn't own Chinese Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, I'd be making 6 cents a day. So, you can see the other shares, an iShares index fund, Aerospace, it looks like ITA, then a Chinese fund. Even if this Chinese fund, just because it's an index fund, is like, look at the loan rate, 0.5%. Whereas this, a lot of people are shorting this. It's hard to borrow because, with Evergrande, there's a lot of people shorting these things, I'm sure. But here, even though it's Chinese, it's like 0.5. This is I guess a national defense, aerospace defense ETF. That's a little bit higher at 1.03, but still, because it's only $880, is 1 penny. And then this is a triple leverage ETF. So again, a little bit better, 1.48, got 4 cents there. So I think when you're having things like leverage ETFs, when you're having foreign companies like that, the lending rate will be higher and not as many people may own it. So you're likely to get selected in that program. But, look, it's 160. Let's say it's $2 a day that it builds up to. So it's $60 a month. Again, it's a couple Chipotles or something, going out at night. So, yeah, so that's pretty much it for today. I guess one other thing here is just, you can see on a day like this, it's Thursday, market is up big, market's up 500, Dow's at 511, 1.48, NASDAQ 1.69, S&P 1.63. So you can see some of these, individual, like Gazprom's up another 1.38, Chinese banks up big. But, I'm having almost basically a $10,000 day today. So just volatility, and that can go the other way, but it's just kind of a cool feeling, logging your account and seeing you up 10,000. Doesn't include the other accounts as well. So definitely a good feeling. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for today. Again, I just went over a couple different things, but that's the main reason why I don't manage outside money is, all the setup fees, the liabilities, the infrastructure costs, so on and so forth. But maybe Composer will solve all that in the future. So take care, guys. Talk soon. Ciao.